Time now for the Tropical Update. Got an interesting question off of Facebook, and you guys can always ask these. Facebook at Cantori Steele. Hey guys, could you ask Dr. Steve Lyons why does South Florida tend to get more October and November hurricanes than in June and July? When Hurricane Wilma hit South Florida, it was an October hurricane, and I tend to watch the late season hurricanes more than the early season hurricanes. The late season storms tend to threaten South Florida more. Dr. Steve Lyons, is our friend Gary Hunter onto something?
Well, he definitely is. And if we look first at the top of the diagram, we can see the number of hurricanes that have struck Florida in June and July versus October and November. About 3 times as many in October and November, and the primary month is October. It's very, very rapid demise in November. How do we explain this difference? It's primarily the percent of hurricanes that actually form in each of those months in the Atlantic Basin. In June and July, only 10% of the hurricanes form, compared to October and November, about 25%. So 2.5 times greater frequency of hurricanes in October, November than June and July in the Atlantic, and that explains roughly the 3-fold increase in the landfalls in Florida. The other thing is in October, we do have a tendency for them to turn back toward the northeast and strike Florida. The other thing, of course, is in June, a lot of the storms that form remain storms and don't remain hurricanes. So that's the answer to your question. Now let's get to the tropical update. And when we look out there, basically we have a tropical depression that's weakening. It's still got a few thunderstorms, and those 30-mile-per-hour winds are in that little thunderstorm cluster and nowhere else. This is basically going to die a miserable death, produce some mid-clouds that go over Southern California tomorrow, but there's no threat to land whatsoever anymore. So done with that one. Let's go over to the Gulf of Mexico, where we have this trough of low pressure swinging down. Little low pressure center is formed here. That low is going to skirt off to the east, and it's going to cause some heavy rain. It already is causing some heavy rain in northeast Florida, South Georgia, and the South Carolina coastline. That low is going to continue on offshore in just a few days. In the meantime, we have a tropical wave down here moving across the Yucatan. Let's look at that a little more closely. You can see that moving through. That's going to continue on and produce some rain in the southern Gulf of Mexico and head towards South Mexico over the next 24 to 36 hours. The Bahamas remain nice. That low pressure area will race off toward Bermuda over the next couple of days. We think it'll remain a non-tropical low pressure area. In the meantime, Puerto Rico, sunny weather, including the Antilles. And if we look out across the overall Atlantic, we see nothing developing out in the Atlantic. What can we blame all this great weather on other than the rain area? It's a strong upper-level trough of low pressure that's producing strong west winds here and sinking air along its axis. That's a tropical update. Here's Nicole.